is this a kind of like a trip to your past, to your childhood? At what level?
Camp Hideout is totally a trip to my childhood. I got to relive summer camp experiences while I was doing this movie. I've been to summer camp myself. I was a Boy Scout, and we went to summer camp every year during my high school and junior high years. And so to be able to do a movie like this was definitely nostalgic for me. My wife wrote the last draft of the script, and she went to summer camp. She was a counselor, and so for her, it was, like bringing her experiences into the movie was super fun. And I've got kids now too, and we go to summer camp all the time. So
In a way, there's some nostalgia within the story because reality, the world has changed so much. We're very digital now.
yes.
So, but in a way, you're helping to change our daily life in a way, or the way we or kids can have fun. Do you
Yeah.
feel responsible for that in a way?
Well, I always feel like with kids and going to camp, it's always such a great thing because one, you usually don't have cell service, right? Like it's gone. And two, you really have to, communicate, and you're doing activities and fun things with, other kids, and you're being outside, you're being present. And for me, I think that's such a great thing about going to camp is you're so active, and there's so many things that you're doing, and people that you're hanging out with, that you start to kind of forget about like the digital world and games and those types of things. And as you see in the movie, one of the first things that happens when the campers arrive is you have to turn over all of your electronic devices. So the kids in the movie are definitely very present in that particular situation.
How do you work with the casting director to choose all these great kids? Like Noah, I thought he did a great job as the outsider.
Yeah, it was it's always a great discovery to cast younger actors, because you really, on each movie, you kind of have to start fresh, because like on this particular movie, we wanted actors that were, within that 10 to 18 range. We wanted real kids in the movie. We didn't want, 20-year-olds playing younger kids. So for us, it was a unique challenge. Our casting director, Ro Baker, reached out to everywhere she could to bring in different people. And we just auditioned a lot of people, especially for the Noah character, because Noah, being the main character of the film, he's the most important role. And he's the one that, the kids are going to identify with, the parents are going to identify with, and we're the ones following him on his particular journey. So for us to find our Noah, and to find it in Ethan Drew, who is not only charming, but mischievous, fun. He has heart. Like, he really does have such range that we were super fortunate to find somebody in him. He's amazing.
And also Noah, the character, represents an outsider with who has a difficult upbringing. So it's different from the other kids. So in a way, you're introducing friendship as a tool to bring people together,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, that was really the, outside of all the hijinks and everything else, and the visual humor, really the story is about Noah and finding friendship. And he has been, he's a foster kid. He's been through the foster system for a long period of time. He feels like he's alone in the world. And by him going to the summer camp, where and finding friends, and gaining new experiences, and finding out that he's not alone in the world, and that he can make friends, and these friends will have his back through thick or thin, is a really transformative experience for him. And that's, I think that's not unlike going to summer camp. You go in with one perspective, and you come out on the other end a totally changed and different person. And so that was really what we were gearing up for in this particular movie.
There are moments very comedic, like when the staff is over happy, over like, we're here, Could you talk a little about that? The over the top enthusiasm. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, we designed this as a family movie, something that both kids and parents alike could watch together. And with the kids, some of the scenes are a little bit larger than life. We have, when Oliver sees the camp, he is like, I mean, he is the most enthusiastic camper of all time, right? He's like the first guy that lines up. He's the one who tells his mom like when the next camp is going to be, and so we really wanted to, create that enthusiastic, and each of the characters are very different. You have somebody who is like very enthusiastic about the camp experience, and then you have, Noah, who is at the polar opposite, and seeing how those two unlikely friends become friends is I think what makes the movie so fun and entertaining to watch. And and you also find that a lot of these other characters, just like Noah, you find out Trey isn't, and Trey's like the kid antagonist in the movie, but he's very three-dimensional. You find out, a lot about him and his personality and where all this is coming from.
I thought this is my last question. Falco, tell us about Falco. He symbolizes, I mean, he's scary, really. Right? A little.
So Falco is a legend, just like the actor that played him, right? Like he is a legend at this camp. Everybody has stories about Falco. It's the tall tales. It's it's kind of like that Sandlot moment where they're talking about the dog and what this dog can do. And it's like, this is what Falco does. And, back to your point about electronics, Falco could not be more offended by having electronics at this camp. And so by bringing somebody like Christopher Lloyd, who is a legend, and his portrayal of Falco as part of his filmography, as part of a new character that he's never played before, was a complete honor. And it was fun. It was something that the cast and the crew, they'll never forget. And the way that he portrayed the character, he had so much fun. And he really he brought that Christopher Lloyd energy to the movie. Every single scene that he's in, there's just a whole new, vibe and energy and excitement. And it was exciting for us to film it. And I think it's, the audiences are going to be super, super excited about seeing these moments play out with Christopher Lloyd in the movie.